Come the women for the vault. We're looking for 2 vaults in this final. And a relatively young field here, Chrsitine.
Yes, and one of the outstanding features of it is it has a lot of countries that are not often represented in world finals taking part. Many of the established top nations haven't had gymnasts qualify for this, so it's going to be a very interesting final.
Well, the favourite here is Michaela Maroney, a quarter of a mark ahead of the rest of the field. Now, that might not sound a lot, but there's just under a mark that separates this top 8. It's going to be very, very close indeed. Well, we were saying about the ages, and it is a relatively young field, apart from the gymnast on the end, who is wearing the pink leotard. Oksana Chrzitine, who was winning gold medals at the World Championships before all of the rest of the gymnasts in this final were born. I mean, it's quite remarkable that she's still competing at this level, Chris.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Unprecedented in gymnastics, but she's a great athlete. She trains hard and well. She originally was born in Uzbekistan, but competed for the Soviet Union, then Uzbekistan, the favourite, Michaela Maloney, and now lives and works in Germany. So here she is, quite a special character.
Well, it's worth a mention that you can see in the middle of the field in the blue leotard there, Pinu Abru actually has the highest difficulty. She went for a 7-1 in qualification. Unbelievable. So she hits.
Yes, it's the handspring double front that we see from the men fairly frequently, but of course the women's vault is lower, so you haven't got you're not starting as high, and they're generally not quite got the same power as the men. So it really is a big vault for one of the female gymnasts to try and attempt.
Well, the gymnasts don't get a warm-up here. They'll warm up in the training gym outside, come straight in. So it's quite an opportunity to go first here, because fresh from the warm-up gym. So Alexa Moreno Medina, qualified 6th, just 17 years old. This her first vault world final.
Powers down this vault runway, lifts, lovely 1.5 twist off the handspring, piked front somersault, little difficulty with direction, but a very ambitious vault.
Well, the twist here is that with the second vault, they have to get on to the horse in a different manner.
There's the front somersault, smack in the twist 1.5 times, and just about, she undercooked that. But the timing of the twist with the somersault is so important. If you look at this, you see the landing is slightly to one side and quite low with the shoulders.
Yes, you were saying, Matt, she has to now, that was a forward entry. She put her hands forwards, now she has to do a backward entry, which means a half turn on or a flip on.
14.733 for vault number 1, 6-3 difficulty. This next vault is slightly easier. You can see the difficulty just come up there, 5.2. Wouldn't like to try it myself, but
it's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So the Mexican with her second vault.
Half turn on, straight Sukahara with full twist, really very nicely executed, that one. But over a mark less in difficulty.
Have a look at that run. She really does come out of the blocks, doesn't she? It's unbelievable. Look at it. A little bit slow off the top there, almost lost some rotation, but nice and clean in the air. Just slightly slow, snapping the arms forward towards the hips from the top of the horse. A tiny pike, a deep landing, one pace to the side.
.216 is her final score after both vaults. Obviously delighted just to be in the final. It's the first final, as we said earlier. Jade Barbosa. She got the bronze at the last World Championships on this piece of apparatus. She focuses in and goes.
Another powerful and attacking run. Double twist from the Yachenko approach. Very clean in the air. Nice strong attack there throughout that vault.
Yes, we saw her compete in the Beijing Olympics. She was a finalist on vault, and she brings all that experience to bear there. Lovely lift, makes the double twist look easy, and you can see how nice and upright she was on landing. So the judges won't have that big deduction for a chest down. Good straight legs on the flight on, legs locked together. Really a pretty efficient vault. Perhaps just a little cross of the legs on the second twist. And a tiny bit offline, I think we could see from that angle.
A 5.8 given for difficulty, so the score of 14.866 was out of 15.8.
That's right, less than 1 mark of deductions there, which is pretty good vaulting.
Right, Jid, what have you got lined up for vault number 2?
Same attack. Very nicely. Oh, she staggered at the end, but she was online and just staggered towards the end. But the half on, she's hurt herself, look.
Well, I noticed some tape on her ankle, just down the side there. I wonder if that's got something to... I think it's the other leg, actually, that she's hobbling on.
It wasn't actually on the landing. It was one of those strange things where she stepped backwards. Here, the half turn on, she lands nice, and then... Oh, yes. She stepped back. She really turned it there, didn't she?
Wow.
That's one of those very bizarre things. She concentrated to land properly, and then as she stepped back, it just really turned.
Ligaments. Very, very painful.
Well, she's certainly putting a brave face on. My word, that looked nasty. Well, 14.566. She goes ahead of Moreno Medina. Taiha Tan Phan from Vietnam, the 8th highest qualifier, and it's a birthday tomorrow.
Very special time for the gymnast from Vietnam, and really very nice handspring, pike front somersault with the 1.5 twist off.
Let's see what she does with the pike shape. Kicks it out very strongly. Left the shape in for slightly too long. Need to be straighter on that 1.5 twist, but really it's a difficult vault. And you see the pike left her shoulders down at the end. Kick it out there, but she kept the pike in, and she was a little bit deep on landing, but a very, very good attempt from her.
It's her first visit to the vault final, the World Championships.
And that deduction will be reflected in the E score, the execution score. That's where the judges take those marks off for landing deeply.
She was given the 5.9 for that in qualification, so second vault that she's going to be aiming for will be slightly easier. She's opting for the 5.3.
She looks really quite a slight gymnast, doesn't she, for big, powerful vaulting.
But you were saying earlier, isn't it great to see these nations in a world final? It's fabulous to see.
Wonderful, because really when you view on television you think maybe just a few nations are taking part, but there's lots of countries here, and the gymnasts who make the finals have battled through a huge field.
Van scores 14.6. Third highest score vault that we've seen in this final so far. No, that score will be added to the score of this next vault. She wants an overall score of over 14.566 to go ahead. Jade Barbosa. This one a 5.8 difficulty.
Will need to be very precise. She flips on beautifully. Oh, double twist. That was a nicely performed vault. I honestly, she's slight, and I didn't really expect such a good, strong vault as that.
Lovely to see that. Yurchenko, good snap from the top. And there's the double twist, and she just couldn't control the landing. But here we are, still a little angle in the shoulders. She could have snapped a bit more, but very good to convert it into the air. Tiny cross ankles, but the double twist, was it all the way round?
I did just wonder that. Just the tiniest hint of the feet not being right the way round.
Well, she did qualify down in 8th. Would that be a 5.8 then, if it was the double?
Yes,
No, yeah.
yes. And I think they had put a 5.8 up.
Oh.
So she, in qualification, she'd only done a vault worth 5.3. So she obviously decided to up her game for the final, and she did so very successfully, actually.
And when you see that, she's enjoying the moment. It's you know, it's a new experience for her. It's a great achievement. She's in a world final, and she's savouring every second. Look.
Absolutely, but the judges will be having a sort of deep conversation about whether they think it got right round. If they feel it hasn't, they'll credit it only as 1.5, and then the start value goes back to 5.3.
Well, yes, given a 5.8, 14.733, an overall score of 14.66. She goes ahead of Jade Barbosa.
Well, it was certainly worth the gamble.
Next, Tatiana Nabieva, representing Russian Federation.
Tatiana Nabieva, 17-year-old Russian, has a heap of medals. World Cup circuit, just outside the medals at the Euros.
Expect plenty of power. Double twist, but you can see quite loose-legged, and that's a feature of the work. It's difficult, but it's got to be clean at this level. Oh, look, she doesn't look too happy, does she?
No, I think the word is that she's quite difficult in training, and certainly she hit the top of the platform with her knees already bent. They get better during the vault, but really that's quite untidy at the start, and the judges have watched her a lot now. As you said, Matt, she's won a heap of medals, and people are looking for that fault now.
Well, how simple will she go with the second vault? She did a 5.2 in qualification. Interesting to see if she'll stick with that, or if, because the competition is quite high, she'll go even higher with the difficulty. Given a 5.8 for difficulty there, and a score of 14.566. Well, he has to up the difficulty here. But she will have already submitted what vault she's going to do, so you can't react too much to the competition and what they do. Vieva salutes the judges and has opted for a 5.2. start.
Half on, and Pike Sammy half off. And look, that she's not enjoying it out there. She's not giving it max. She's not really appreciating she's in a world final.
She certainly doesn't look happy, but this is a very nice clean vault. The half turn on, little untidy legs at the beginning, but the front somersault with the half turn off, good direction, because it's easy to lose direction when you're making that round off and half turn on. Times very nicely the half turn out. For the top difficulty, she needed to have put an extra twist in there. That's why it's tariffed a little bit lower than some of the others. We have, in fact, seen more difficulty from her. Here's the score.
Well, a joint score of 14.349. She's in third.
But she knows there's some strong vaulters still to come.
So the Vietnamese gymnast Fan leads the field. Jade Barbosa, currently in silver medal position. Navieva, third.
Next, Fenner, representing Dominican Republic.
The next gymnast, Yamile Pino Abro, the Dominican Republic. Now, if she hits here with this first vault, she could cause a massive upset.
Sure, if it's this one, no, it's the slightly easier vault first. The round off, 1.5 twists off. Bit of directional problems there, but it was high and flighty.
Almost too much power, but in the wrong dimension.
Yeah, my guess is she twisted, over-twisted on the top of the horse. Let's have a look. No, she set it up quite nicely and then cast to the side. It's very difficult to time that 1.5 twist. Left the head in to give her some awareness, but pulled it forward very sharply. Watch the head stay down so she can see where she is, and then pulled it forward. Lost a little bit of control there.
Focusing in on what will be the most difficult vault that you see in this final. Nina Abru, 13.9, that first vault, but she's not out of the running yet because she's about to deliver a 7.1. Huge.
Now it's the handspring, double front she's attempting. And now you can see the chalk on her legs where she's going to grab the front of her legs. Has to control the power. Has to hit this platform, up in the air, 2 front somersaults. Oh! And that, I'm afraid, is likely to be a 0. You have to get the feet down first. It's a very big gamble. If it goes well, you'll score big. But if it doesn't, there's no reward.
She had a go, and I tell you what, respect from every vaulter in this final.
Needs to get the heels up, hands off very quick, and just pulled the seat in too soon and kicked it out. Midway through, the angle has to be gone in the shoulders, heels over the top, everything has to be right. They've not got as much height as the men, and she runs out of it here and kicks it out to her back. But what a great attitude. She smiled, she said, well, I gave it a go. And
yes.
You're right, Chris.
A score of 0 across the board. She finishes on 6.95. with the penalties included, with the
Yeah.
deduction from the penalties. There we are.
They divide that first vault in two for that score.
So Fan is the leader with a score of 14.666. This gymnast from the USA, Kyla Maroney, qualified first. Incredible execution with her vaults. She scored exactly the same execution for both vaults in qualification. She is the gold medal challenger.
Now this, the vault she's famous for, flips on, look how high, 2.5 twists. That is massive vaulting. We've never seen anything as high and flighty as that before. Very young gymnast, not yet 16 years old.
Wow, so much power. Look at the pop-up from the top of the platform. Super, and kicks it out. She's got such awareness and such confidence. This is amazing vaulting, and you have to forgive her that little pace back, but the judges have to do their job, and they've got to deduct. But it's immense. It's in the stratosphere.
Well, a difficulty score of 6.5 that vault carries.
Well, she was given the full difficulty. Wonderful execution of 9.3, a score of 15.8, by far the highest score that we've seen so far in this final. So her attention's turned to her second vault. Not quite as difficult. This one's a 5.6.
And not so well practiced, doesn't compete this so often. It needs great concentration. Same fabulous approach. The round off, half on, lovely height off. She's got wonderful form, such explosive power.
Well, she could be the champion. Sana Chrsitine will have something to challenge that very shortly.
But it's deceptive, isn't it? The way she converts all that power, beautiful. Look at the extension on the half on, shoulders well up on the half turn off. This is lovely vaulting. Angle gone from the shoulders, plenty of height, good effective wrap in. That's super vaulting. She is amazing.
A wonderful body line, Mitch, in the air, hasn't she? She can hold her shape so well. Such good body tension.
Still holding tension the way she walks, carries herself. Deportment, we used to call that.
15.3 the score. Well in the lead. So Fan drops into second. Kyla Maroney leads. Jade Barbosa still hanging in for bronze. Hope she can keep hold of that medal. That might just ease the pain of her leg.
Well, we've two very strong vaulters to go.
Julia Steingruber, fourth highest qualifier.
Next, Julia Steingruber, representing Switzerland.
Swiss gymnast is the penultimate gymnast in this final. Steingruber qualified fourth.
Plenty of power. 1.5 twist, but a little bit deep on landing. There's something in the Swiss vault, you know, because remember Kaislin, she did the same vault. They really have power in the vaulting.
Yes, they're very powerful gymnasts. They struggle on some of the apparatus, but on the vault where it's all about power, you can see she lifts lovely height, 1.5 twist. It looked quite good in the air, but just as she landed, she collapsed the chest a little bit and didn't hold tension as she landed. So that'll be quite a big step, wasn't it? Probably a 0.5 deduction for that step. And that was very much her favoured vault.
A score of 14.9 takes her towards a second vault. Yeah, 6-3 difficulty. So she needs an overall score of 14.666 to go ahead of Fan, who's in second at the moment. And if she's aiming for the top, 15.3 is the score to beat.
Same determination. Well, it was nice, high and clean, but not difficult enough.
That's it, her vaulting's over with, but we'll get another chance to see it with a slow-mo.
Not quite the same confidence on this vault, just lost a bit of leg tension there, but a good landing, body nice and upright. She half turns on, as she snaps off, she goes into the full twist. It's the Sukahara type vault. The 1.5 somersaults off the top of the platform in the straight shape with that full twist.
How fussy are they about that shape? Because it looked a bit piked to me all the way round.
It did look piked, didn't it? But they'll usually give it.
14.45. She's outside of the medals. So Maroney leads. There's just one gymnast left, and she can challenge. She has challenged so many times in her career before. She's a world-class vaulter and a mum. And here she goes. Bid for another gold at the World Championships. Competing for 24 years at international level.
Lovely height, lovely lift. The handspring front somersault with the 1.5 twist showed all her experience there. We've seen her warm up, not so confident. And I did just wonder whether she was going to struggle, but no, that's what experience does for you.
Let's see if she kicks the pike out to make the twist, because she got it. That's very close. Look, she got it dead center. Really complex vaulting this. Hit hard, pike for rotation, then kick it out to make the twist. Got to get that hip angle out if you're going to twist, and she got pretty close to it. That's good work.
Is that a 6-3?
Well, yes, that's what they've submitted, a 6-3. The judges have to decide whether enough of the vault was shown in the straight position. And I think they'll feel it has to be 2/3 of it shown straight.
Yes, given the 6-3, 15.066. Challenging for a medal then, as predicted. What colour's it going to be? Score to beat, 15.3 overall.
So this vault has to go a little higher than that first one. A big challenge.
Can Chrsitine get another medal?
See, the absolute focus has to be different this time. Turns on the 1.5 twist in the Sukahara. That was an excellent vault. She's thoroughly delighted, and so are the German camp.
Well, it was good, but was it good enough?
Beautiful, clean work. But the tariff, the difficulty awarded will keep it down, but look at that approach. Do credit to any long jump sprint approach. Lovely straight shape at the start, piked a tiny bit at the end, but this is good vaulting. Look, high, smack the shoulders round. She was just a little bit to the side at the end, was splitting hairs. It's still impressive to look at real time.
There's the current leader and the current silver medalist. Will she be sat on that seat between them? That will be the order.
I think it'll be silver.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Well, if she wants a silver, she needs over 14.666. She has got over that score. She scored 14.733. Chrsitine takes the silver then. Maroney wins the World Vault Final. There she is. And Fan from Vietnam, who was the 8th highest qualifier, she takes the bronze.
And what a fantastic story that is. Really sharing the medals out amongst the nations.
It's exciting for Vietnam, isn't it? I mean, they could really, that's a platform for them now to develop the sport. Super.
Chrsitine 14.733. She takes the silver. And Fan, Vietnam, 14.666 is enough to get her the bronze. Confirmation, the women's vault final. Michaela Maroney from the USA takes gold from Chrsitine. I'd love to tell you how many world medals she's won, but I'm sure she's lost count. And Fan from the Vietnam, what a performance from her. She takes bronze.
That last pirouette, and that would have made it a 7.172. The double Russian brought it up to 7.1. The extra pirouette would have given it maybe a 7.2.
Yeah.
But they gave him a 7, so he didn't get the value on the last dismount.
On we go to bars. We need a glass of water now.
Oh, I need to sit down. Well, I am sitting down.
Great lineup. Come over. Obviously, in the absence of Beth Tweddle, this final, if you have tuned in to see her, she had a bit of a nightmare in qualification. And such a shame for her, because she has a routine that could well got her a gold. But this is the lot that are going to entertain us for the next quarter of an hour or so. Gabrielle Douglas, Victoria Kamova, Asuka Taramoto, there. Coco Tsurumi, Huang Qishang, Jordan Weaver. So there's the lineup. Come over the favourite after the absence of Beth Tweddle. Dufournet as well, don't discount her. Huang Qishang could also challenge.
Our first opportunity to see Kormova after she failed to win the all-around title. Will she come out battling, or will she still be feeling sorry for herself? We will see.
Well, their ex-gymnast to salute was the girl who snatched that gold medal from her hands, Jordan Weaver.
And Dufournet, a real asymmetric bars specialist.
Please be ready for your performance.
So Gabrielle Douglas will be the first one up. Little American gymnast. Her first World Championships. That was part of that American team that were just absolutely incredible, weren't they, on the first day of finals, the team final.
And if they have a weakness, it's the asymmetric bars, but this young lady swings very well. Jump to the high bar. Lovely handstand shape. In and out to handstand with the pirouette as well. Huge catch out. Oh, whoa, whoa, but she just lost the connection. She hit the low bar. The pack salter was meant to go straight down. She's lost absolutely no form though, has she? She's so strong and well trained. The pike in and out again with the half turn into the endo with half turn, and the stalder with full turn showing real style. Full twisting double back, but she lost the connection. She hit the bar. That will be quite costly.
Wonderful composure though to keep going after that, because that it was a real smacker. It must have hurt.
There's been lots of power in the swing, and she does swing beautifully. Look at this. Stoop in, full turn at the top, nice and clear. Plenty of rotation in the catch-up. And she really, lovely toe point there. Look at this. Understands the handstand to hit the top. Good stelda, full turn. And she really attacked that dismount.
Yes, what a shame, because the swing almost overtook her, but they, believe it or not, it not only hurts when you hit the bar, but they deduct as well. It's a 0.5 for hitting the bar as you go past.
As if that's not enough.
Yes, yes.
Serves you right. No, we'll mark it down as well.
Yeah. And of course, she was meant to go Kachev to pack, which is 2D elements joined for a 0.2 bonus. She'll have lost that. She had the presence of mind to continue. In fact, she had such presence of mind, you do wonder if it's not maybe something that's happened in training, because she almost didn't stop the swing at all. It just went into the next move. But a really stylish gymnast, and I'm sure one we will see a lot more of, because the USA have not got a huge number of gymnasts who swing bars like that.
They got strength and depth all the way. I was talking to Pete Vidmar this morning, he was Olympian in '84, and he said they've got world champions, Olympic champions waiting in the wings to get back into this team for the next Olympics.
Oh, yes, they have.
14.2 then is the score to beat. The highest qualifier on bars with a point to prove to Jordan Weber is Victoria Komova, 16-year-old from Russia.
It's got a wonderfully elegant, clean swing and total awareness. Sharp in the handstand, lovely flight in the pack, the transfer. That lovely clean handstand shape, lovely in the half turn back to the bar. Look at that, pencil straight. Beautifully done again. Clean in the straight Jaeger salto, catches it nicely. Leisurely in the full turn. Kachev was low, but it rotated well to keep the swing. This very important to her. Just a little adjustment to the side, but she's so clean, beautiful in the air, and the handstand shape is super.
Well, a 6-7 difficulty, so one of the most difficult routines in this final.
And she really didn't give very much away in execution to the judges. She's fabulously trained from a very young age, both mother and father gymnasts. Mother in the '85 Soviet team that won the World Championship, so she's been prepared to be a champion. That super half turn to catch the high bar. She's supple, she can pike the legs to the face easily. That, I love that move. The Jaeger in the stretched position, the front somersault stretched. Very clean with her turns. Nice Kachev. Doesn't go for anything too complicated, just really clean work, technically great, high above the bar as she dismounts.
Beautiful. That could be a champion.
Well, she's certainly answered the critics.
It's a big score of 15.5. Without doubt, puts her ahead of Douglas. Asuka Taramoto in front of the home crowd. This little gymnast recovered from a chip fracture to her left ankle just February of this year.
Straight up into handstand. So many of the gymnasts favouring the The pike in and out. Lovely ginger between the bars. That shows how tiny she is, that she can somersault between the bars into the good high Jaeger somersault. Tiny bit short of handstand there. Nice stolder with full turn. Down to the low bar. Converts well up to the top bar. They have to move from high bar down to low and up again. Big dismount, double front. A very nice performance.
Well, she qualified with the 8th highest score. The crowd going mad for her.
Well, her D score in qualification was only 6.3 against Kormova's 6.7 that she's performed. So it's quite difficult to get up there.
But that's really difficult, isn't it? Between the bars to do a ginger. And then she's nice and sharp in handstands. This was beautiful. Heels well back to give her lots of rotation. And such exciting work. Hits the handstand nice on the transfer. But, lovely, clean work. And Japan have so much got hold of this as an apparatus, haven't they?
It's by far their best apparatus. They're very good on the asymmetric bars. Their body type, they're slight, swing very well, not quite so suited to the power events. Almost the direct opposite to the USA gymnasts, who are generally very powerful and really suited to the vaulting and tumbling and the dynamic work on the beam.
.14.2. Puts her into second. But there is 1.3 between her and Komova. She puts her into joint second with Douglas. Koko Surumi, the 3rd highest qualifier. The crowd getting behind her. It'd be wonderful if she could bag a medal here.
She's done it before. And just needs to find that extra focus. There's a little flourish with the turn at the top. Safely through the Kachev. Again, super turn. Oh, and she's lost that style. And she did so well to hang on to it. When your back goes that soggy, to wrestle to get the swing back. She's done well. She is not going to part company this time. Until, of course, she needs to. And she's right now with a double layout. Skip that one through. Tiny little error in the front. Look at the...
What a little fighter. That was an absolute belter. Well done.
Oh, super. Lots of spirit.
She could have given up so easily there. It was exactly the same combination she had problems with in the individual all around, the second pirouette, but she wasn't giving up on that occasion. There's the turn to the invert swing, the full turn with the extra half. She was a bit offline then, wasn't she? And then she did the same thing again. That's the first one. Then she goes for the other way, turning the other way, and she really hadn't transferred her weight properly, and you can see how much weight on one arm, but she pulled it back, went for the Jaeger, brought it in a bit close so she caught with bent arms. Little deductions, but wow, what a different story it would have been if she'd fallen completely off. Lovely dismount.
That's great, isn't it? No, the smile's there now.
Well, I think the men have had such huge success here. They want to share in it a bit, make sure their home crowd enjoy a great performance. Of course, they did fantastically well in team qualification.
14.066 puts Koko Surumi outside the medals, unfortunately. Well, she did get herself a silver at the World Championships in 09. So there's the current leader, Victoria Komova, Gabrielle Douglas, and then the two Japanese gymnasts. Across to China now, Huang Qishang.
Excited us with a very good asymmetric bar routine in the individual all around, and then faltered on the beam.
Representing China.
Just waiting for everyone to settle. Get ready. Huang Qishang has the highest difficulty alongside Victoria Komova. So can she beat her on execution?
We will see, but she should, if she can go through, be able to beat most of the rest. Clean turn into the endo. Good full pirouette. And another one into the invert endo with a full turn. Lots of difficulty. There's the Pike Jaeger, and now it's that difficulty added together that gives her this big start value. But she has had little errors. Oh, a little bit dead and slow on that swing. She covers it well. Nice half turn. 1.5 pirouette this time. Needs to lift and keep concentrating to the end. The good double straight. Lovely dismount. Just a little bit out of control in the middle, but she will be delighted there.
High difficulty, and she achieved all the moves, so she will be awarded a full difficulty score. So it's all on execution from here.
Beautiful work. Very confident in all the invert-based moves, and their pirouetting is spot on. She had tiny little flickers of legs, that was the difference. But look at that. Pike Jaeger. And releasing from inverted grasp, a very difficult work, and that looked perfect until she had to just waver slightly to the side. It's going to be pretty close, isn't it?
It is, but that sort of typified that routine, didn't it? She didn't move the feet, which is the deduction, but it was a big fight on the way.
A gymnast that can still challenge Dufournet. Not sure if Jordan Weaver can. She was down on a difficulty in the scores. Huang Qishang, 14.833. She goes into second. Difficulty of 6-7.
The next gymnast is 2011 World Championships gold medalist in
Mental rehearsal going on.
Jordan Weaver, representing USA.
Jordan Weaver.
Jordan Weaver already has a gold in the all-round.
Expect the usual aggression. I like that skill, but there, a little dip of the arms at the top of it, the forward hip circle. And she's working very hard. There's the upstart, just enough swing. Toe on and off, full turn, into the catcher. A little bit laboured. Big wind up, and she's off in a double straight, but that was impressive. Difficulty down.
Yes, it's almost the selection of skills that make it seem a very stop-start routine, because in actual fact, the dismount swings beautifully, doesn't it? She shows real swing on the dismount, but the whole start of the routine is very up, down, stop-start. Doesn't seem to ever get that big swing. And those two moves, she's hoping to get Ds for them as clear circles. I'm not sure whether the judges will give it, but that's quite late and a little bit piked. It's very difficult. She's going for adding the moves together to get the bonuses, but it sort of affects the swing. So, as you say, it swings and roundabouts.
Well, she needs over 14.2 to get into bronze medal position.
Well, in qualification, there was a start value of 6.3, so she's capable of getting that.
What a story it was between her and Komova for the all-round title, right down to the last piece. Just a couple of tenths in it. She just nicked it.
And she'll be delighted. This was a much better performance than the all-around.
14.5 puts her into third. So Komova leads, Huang Hushang, and then Weber in third. Komova a whole mark ahead of Weber there.
Next, representing France.
Well, Dufresne was just outside the medals at the Euros, but she did qualify with the second highest score here, so watch out.
And she's got some fantastic... Oh! What a shame.
What a shame indeed. She's going to carry on. Should be rattled.
She will be, because that's not her most difficult skill. She was no doubt thinking about linking the move down to the low bar. Here we go, the Shaposhnikova, the half turn. Now, here, watch this. Up, she just does the ginger. She does that move with a full twist normally. But she's, oh, not on song today. Caught the low bar as well. That shows you what the pressure does. Waited a long time for this final. Up safely into the double straight dismount, but she'll be a very disappointed gymnast.
Well, the French team applaud sympathetically. Oh.
She's been a gymnast dogged by injury this year. Just back fit, but see that Mitch caught on bent arms, and you just, the force is coming down. I mean, you can't hang on.
Some lovely touches there, though. It's well put together, that routine.
It's very nice, and she's a really very nice gymnast. She holds her body tension through. Just, she was too rattled by that stage, wasn't she? Winds up into the dismount, really straight body in the double straight.
She was composed when she stepped off, but she's giving in a little bit now to emotion, and who can blame her? And she had a real chance of a medal.
Well, she's 18 years old, so maybe a few years yet.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be back for the Olympics, although the French were in the invidious position of not qualifying here. They have to try and qualify in London in January, so it'll be lots of work until then. I'm sure they will qualify, but they've still got that pressure on them. And see the taping on the gymnast's wrists. They wear their hand guards, and it's often the wrists that get damaged.
12.641. Good Fenner. Sold by the teammates.
Trying to be brave, wasn't she? But now she's given in to a few tears.
Happens to the best of them.
Tatiana Nabieva, representing Russia.
Second final of today for Tatiana Nabieva, European silver medalist this year, beaten by Beth Tweddle.
It's nice. Good transfer, plenty of flight, plenty of time. Good pack. And the half turn and the Shaposhnikova. So on, just the half turn into the Jaeger, keeping the swing going. Interestingly, her legs look better in style than they do on vault. She's really working hard on this. A little bit loose as she wound up for the dismount, the full twist in double, but that's the first time I've seen her smile today.
Oh, a much better performance from Nabieva.
Yeah, didn't have much fun on the vault, did she?
No, she saw before she started, you could see that look of determination. She knows there's a spot there that she could grasp, a medal that she could grasp. And this routine was excellent because she linked all these skills. There's the shaposhnikova, the flight from the low to the high, and then straight back down, straight into the stolder fall, immediately into the flight with half turn. Rather similarly to Beth Tweddle, she links the skills together, which give her the bonus marks, but a bit the untidy legs on the dismount again.
Well, she has 0.1 in hand as far as difficulty is concerned, looking at Jordan Weber. Weber has a score of 14.5. So, can she sneak into the medals?
Oh, I don't know, she's saying, I'm not sure about that.
Looking for a third by a name. No doubt Weber will have her eyes glued on that scoreboard.
Of course, the Russian camp assured of the gold on this apparatus, their first gold, and in fact the first gold that USA haven't won on the women's competition.
Teammate looks on. She's gone into second. 15 scored, a 6-6 difficulty. She up to difficulty from qualification.
That will have been linking those skills together. Absolutely delighted.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely smiling now. There she is. She finishes 0.5 behind her teammate, Victoria Komova. Maybe tears of joy from Komova today. Massive disappointment in the all-around to get that silver medal, but for her, it's all about gold. Gymnastics, such a big part of the family, as the gold medals. Huang Kushang gets a bronze for China. Another bronze medal for them in the team. So it's Russia 1 and 2. Komova gets gold at last at the World Championships. Nabieva, much better performance on bars than vault. She bags a silver. Huang Kushang pushes Jordan Weber outside of the medals. Final of today, it's the women's beam. Here they come. It's always a tentative final, this. It's quite tricky to watch. It'll have you on the edge of your seat. Put you on a knife edge. Katalina Panov leads out the women. Gold on beam in Athens, the Olympics. She's back from retirement and was looking superb in the earlier competitions, Chrsitine.
She was, and we saw her in team final and team qualification, but she didn't do the all-around. She really was the gymnast of Athens.
Start list then, the women's beam final, the gold and silver medalists from the all-around. Take to the beam here, Jordan Weber and Victoria Komova. Komova first in qualification. Fenner by far the oldest competitor here, but what will that experience do for her, Chrsitine? I mean, do you think she could be in contention for a medal? She was 5th highest qualifier.
Oh no, I think she can be in contention for sure. I do think when you've been out of competition for a long time, it's easy to get the physical skills back, harder to get the mental toughness back. But you know, she's had 3 competitions here. Sure, this is her 3rd here. She'll have taken a lot from the previous 2.
I'm looking forward to seeing Alexandra Reisman here as well, just to the left of the screen beside Weber. I mean, she's been kind of fourth as far as the individual apparatus is concerned. Be nice to see her get a medal today. She's in another piece of apparatus as well on the floor.
Yes, because she's definitely been quite a power in the American team. She quite obviously was the leader, driving them forward for the team medal, and it would be very nice to see her succeed in the individual medals as well.
Catalina Pânor for Romania, first to mount the beam here. She was gold. Olympic champion back in 2004. She was second at the Worlds in 2003. All's gone a bit quiet for medals since then, but she's back from retirement.
Oh, and that was an edgy start. Needed to hit a complete split and get her feet right round. Lovely layout somersault. She's usually such a positive performer. Strong in the middle. Very nicely joined. The half-turning flip straight into the flip layout. She's really going for those connections and now moving fluently. Leap into the full twisting flip. She's got a relaxed style. She keeps moving all the time. That gives the routine rhythm. Just the slightest pause there as she thinks about the free walkover. Little bit edgy. The two jumps, things they have to include. There's 5 things the gymnasts have to include in this routine, and that's one of them. The whistle says 10 seconds to dismount. Full twisting double back. Really big skill to dismount with. She's upped since qualification, the dismount.
Well, time will tell. There's a lot of beam gymnastics to come here with another 7 finalists, but she set the benchmark.
It was a very good routine. She left the window open for anyone being superb, but it was a pretty good first start.
Yeah, a little sign of nerves on the very first leap, but here she recovered well. Acrobatically, she got well into the zone and produced this dismount, which was a step up on qualification. Good, strong bid.
Well, the judges are setting their standard here. They'll take a bit of time.
It's the only final for Catalina Pânor. We'll see the women's floor very shortly with Beth Tweddle. She'll be out in the warm-up gym.
Quite amazing really for Pânor to come back. She's sat out an Olympic cycle, wasn't in Beijing in 2008, 3 gold medals from 2004. So she's no doubt had to do a lot of work to come back to this level.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say 7 years, you know, that's a long time. And to come back and to challenge, to get into a final at the Worlds is one heck of an achievement.
It's always a big decision to retire, but, you know, to decide that you're going to come back, I mean, the effort, the commitment.
Well, she certainly looked serious about it. She never did work bars in the Romanian team, so she didn't work all around, but the word is that she's going to train bars again as well and look to be an all-round gymnast at the London Olympics.
Well, a difficulty score given of 5.7. That's a score of 14.241. That's the score to beat then. Doesn't look happy with that. I think she's might be querying her difficulty.
Yes, she started in qualified with 6.3.
This little Russian is the first of 4 16-year-olds in this final.
And wasn't one of the all-round gymnasts, so we haven't seen lots of her. Opens relatively quietly. The leap and the tuck back joint, that was a nice sheep jump. But this doesn't have that fluency, does it, here? And the little wobble after the free walkover before the back flip and layout. Just slight hesitations. Great acrobatics. Nice work on the jumps. But whereas Pennor works with the whole body, this is just a little bit static. Side somersault good. Sets for the spin. Oh, very nice technique on that. Leg held well. Better rhythm there into the free cartwheel. And she went for the change leg leap. She's meant to touch the head with the foot. The judges will have to think hard as to whether they give that difficult element, but she's hardly wobbled. Lovely double pike dismount. She really didn't give very much away in terms of deductions.
Well, she was 5.9 on difficulty in qualification, so she could potentially be up by 0.2 on Pennor.
She could indeed, and she had less wobbles.
Well, with less wobbles and a higher difficulty score, then she should be in the lead at the moment. But time will tell. Let's have another look.
But she made a decision, didn't she? She sacrificed the fluidity a little bit to be sure of every element. And I think, as Christine was saying, the judges will pick up a lack of connection, maybe. But she was very accurate.
She was very accurate. They have a deduction for lack of rhythm and lack of sureness of movement, which if they want to, they could apply that to the routine. But it's very dependent on how they view the performance.
It's a big deal when you haven't done a lot of gymnastics here to get up and do a beam routine in front of everybody with all eyes watching. So signs of, well, a lot of potential for the future, Christine.
Yeah, it was a very strong performance. You know, she did what she could do really very well. And as a coach, you would be delighted with that. She's not got the experience or the fluidity of the more mature performers, but that will come with time.
Well, there's a teammate. Come over, highest qualifier. There's just one gymnast to go for her. Well, she's gone ahead of Catalina Pennor with a score of 14.525.
The next gymnastics, representing China.
Yao Yinyan, successful so far at these World Championships. What can she do here?
Well, in qualification, she was one of 2 gymnasts that had a difficulty score of 6.4, the highest. And this is one of the reasons why. Watch here. Full twisting, tuck back somersault, just from standing. Enormously difficult. And this is another very big series. She has to be dead in line. For the straight back somersault, she is. Body beautifully upright as she lands. Good split. The judges have to see a 180-degree split on those leaps to not deduct. Didn't make any attempt to join those 2 elements. She doesn't have to, but if she does, she gets a bonus. Super height on the front somersault, ran along the beam into it. And that she performed well. It was a little wobbly in the previous competitions. Ah, you saw there, head right back, foot to touch the head. If the judges give it, which they will for that, it's an E element, one of the most difficult. Now she just has to watch her feet come down to the beam, lift up high, open for landing. That is a very strong challenge.
Let's have another look. Some more of a working slow-mo.
Well, that was good, strong work. Again, not the fluency, but very impressive acrobatics.
That's the way to start, isn't it? Just a little wobble. And then she followed it up with some incredible stuff. Front somersault, very positive, shoulders and hips square, tiny little adjustment, but this was a courageous routine. It went very well, and just a little pace here, but that is what they have to beat.
teammates appreciating the performance.
Oh, this is her only final here. Any chance of a medal, the final day of competition.
Well, she was third in the all-around, and had she stayed on beam that day, she'd have probably been first.
So she already has a bronze. Will she hang on to that gold medal position? 15.233 is the score to beat. And Sheena, silver. Victoria, come over. Gold on bars yesterday. She's the highest qualifier here. Pressure's on.
And I find this work amazing because she's so slight and elegant and yet so powerful as well. The flip into the layout, really precise. She holds the middle of the body so tight. And the standing Arabian, she really performed well then because her feet were across the beam. See, she hits the split action so effortlessly and moves with good speed. Very nicely held spin straight into the free walkover. Now this is how you add your bonuses up. I don't think they'll have given the jump from the free walkover, but here the side somersault, she's fighting a little bit now. And this is important. Double spin, has to step forward, and she didn't. That she had a little error on that in the all-around, and obviously it played on her mind a bit. Very difficult element right at the end of the beam routine. Needs to land well on the dismount, the double touch, she does that, but really very disappointing for her.
Well, will the difficulty and the execution that she showed be enough to keep her in the medals? I don't think so.
No, I would be very surprised. One whole mark off when you fall, and the double spin she fell on is quite a difficult element, and she won't have got the difficulty for it.
Nice acrobatic series, and this standing Arabian is really impressive. Just a little bit in the wrong direction, with knees and the shoulders back, but what about this, Chrsitine?
She lost body shape. You have to stay tall, and she sort of tried to look for the beam too early.
And then to follow it, set up the double with 2 flicks. It's a pity.
It is indeed, but it just shows you however accomplished you are, however much training you do, it's hard to do it on the moment.
Well, she did.
So Yao Yingyang hangs on. Then Sheena from Russia, second. Pinot, third. Come over looking for a score over 14.241.
Well, her qualifying score was 15.4.
13.766 says, well, they won't be getting a medal on this piece of apparatus. Still another chance on floor for her. So Yao Yingyang, the current leader. 4 more gymnasts to go, including Jordan Weaver. Gold in the all-round. He's qualified with the 3rd highest score here. Such a commanding performance in the all-round to get the gold and to add to the medal tally.
Now this is quite a different style. Very attacking, very dynamic. Huge acrobatic skills. The free walkover, no hesitation, into the one-armed flip and layout somersault. Lovely split. She's going for every link. You really might as well in a final. And she just can jump so well. She hovers in the air. A little softness in the arms. Side somersault. Just fights a little bit. Now the single spin has to be included. It doesn't have to have the leg held up, but it has to be included. Oh, and the leap with a quarter turn, difficult to land because you can't see the beam. But she's moving strongly and precisely. Free cartwheel. Now, I love this series, just watch. Full twisting tuck, lands strongly into a backflip. There's been just a couple of little wobbles, but such huge difficulty, such precision of movement. Now, one flip, up high, 2.5 twist, a very good landing there. That was a solid performance.
Wow, will that be called number 3?
I have to say, the judge, it will be very tight, I think. I think Yao Jinjian had a couple more wobbles. It will be tight.
So accurate, and they attack, don't they, the Americans? That one arm flick, always impressive. Into layout, walk out, and that, where she puts that towards the end of the routine, standing full twist, and here pulling hard. Keep your focus to the very, very end. 2.5 twists. Steel resolve, but what are the judges going to make of it? It'll be close.
Yao Yinyan has the highest score so far in this beam final, 15.233.
Which is exactly the score that Jordan Weber had in qualification.
Oh.
Finale.
Just cheering on her teammate, Alexandra Reisman, who will be up next. Yao Yinjian wonders if she did enough.
Two contrasting styles, really, Chrsitine.
Yes, although the one thing they all have in common is they're very strong in their movement, these gymnasts.
Come on, you got this.
Hold the middle of the body really very strong and attack the beam.
It's not enough. 15.133 puts her in silver medal position, and not a flicker of emotion from Weber. As far as the individual apparatus finals are concerned, it's been a story of 4th for Reisman. Can she get herself a medal here?
Huge front somersault to open with. And a lovely straight somersault, just rebounds off the beam. Oh, but that was a little bit tentative. She got round, but it was a bit flat. The leaps, actually, the gymnasts find more difficult to control than the acrobatic skills. You can't be half-hearted with the acrobatics. Pike front somersault into the standing layout. Now, those are 2 difficult moves linked. That's the bonus situation. But that was tentative as well, that leap. And she didn't make any attempt to join them. It's very precise. Free cartwheel, just a little bit flat. That was a better leap. These American gymnasts are so precise and secure. You can see they've done these routines so many times. The whistle says 10 seconds, has to concentrate. Double iradium, that is an unbelievable dismount. Half turn off into a double front somersault.
She absolutely hit it with confidence.
It's a feature of their work. They really attack, and there's no nonsense. That's what I like about it. She went through that routine, and it was solid. Surely that is a real strong challenge.
Yes, I think a real strong challenge. Again, she lacks a bit in the artistry, you know. You wouldn't call it artistic, fluent performance. It's an aggressive, strong performance. The only things are now you see that's a half turn. Her feet were still facing us. They won't give that as a half turn. And that will affect her difficulty level.
But look at this. Half turn. The Arabian double front. That is not for the faint-hearted. Terrific dismount.
Weber applauses.
Well, the gymnasts in the lead have had difficulty scores of 6-3 and 6-2. Will hers be up there with it?
You can see there, look, Weber just 0.1 behind Yao Yinyan. So close.
In qualifying, Riesman had a difficulty score of 6.3. If they award that again, she's certainly in contention. But the things like were the feet right round in the jump. Did she move smoothly enough from the front somersault into the layout somersault to constitute a join? Those are the things that affect that difficulty score.
Her work is done. Will she be given a medal? Well, at this stage, she's in bronze medal position and a difficulty score of 6.4. The second highest qualifier. Will she push Riesman out of the medals? Can she go ahead of Weber?
Quiet little start. So strong and solid in that pike front somersault, and that's where you say there was no doubting the link. The front somersault immediately into the Corbett flip. We'll pause, tuck front with half turn, one of the most difficult moves you'll see, and given one of the best ratings. She can leap as well. Head went back. Now the free walkover into the pike back somersault. She knows if she wants a chance of a medal, she has to really make every single link. That was wonderful. 2 full spins linked. There's still more to come. She needs to keep concentrating. They have to do forwards, sideways and backward elements. The difficult jump with the head right back. The gymnasts lose sight of the beam. That was the first little hesitation on the linkage. It's been a great performance so far. Can she match it with a great dismount? The lifts the round off, double pike, she can. For me, that was the best routine of the day so far.
Well, and I think Yao Yinyan would agree with you.
A fantastic mix of power, grace and elegance. She's a tiny little thing, but looks so classical on the beam. Lots of attack, lots of power. That was so enjoyable to watch. Super. It was accurate, impressive. Little bit of aggression, but it didn't detract from the whole presentation. Look at this, half turn in the tuck front somersault. Tiny little wobble there.
Really strong movement. That free walkover straight into the backflip and piked somersault. She shows really good variety of moves. And the final element, the double pike, we've seen a couple of steps from most gymnasts, but not this time. She held firm, no deductions there.
So the score to beat 15.233. And it's Weber, then it's Riesman. 15.066 will put her in the medals.
Well, She needs the big start value. She's qualified with a 6.4 difficulty. She'll need at least that to break into the medals. The judges have to evaluate it all.
It's a tentative weight. Weber's wondering. Well, there was 2 Americans in the middle. Liu Sui tips the balance. Now it's China, 1 and 2. 1 gymnast to go. So that's it for Romania. 17 years old. 3rd the Europeans in the all-round.
And very difficult backflip into full twisting, tuck back somersault. Now that was a very nice leap. You could see she made a complete half turn before she landed. Oh, just that little bit of hesitation after the free walkover. She's very stylish. And another lovely leap. The feet were up above the shoulders there. The Romanians for so long were dominant on beam in the world. Not quite so strong now, but still got this lovely poise and fluency to their work. Little arm circle to bring it under control. The gymnasts have to include 3 lots of leaps or spins and 5 acrobatic elements to give them their start value. So the idea is to have the 5 most difficult moves counted. She's done that so far. The dismount has to count as well. There's the 2.5 twist. Little pace on landing. That's difficult to call.
Wow. Jordan Weber is in 3rd with 15.133.
Plenty of aggression there. The full twist at that point in connection. Big skill.
So difficult to control, and she did it really well. Her leaps and jumps were some of the best we've seen, but she lost a couple of connections, so whether the difficulty level will be quite as high as the others is difficult to say, but she's got a very nice relaxed style.
Here's one for you, Chrsitine. If she gets ahead of the Americans, will the Americans look at that and say maybe our style needs a little bit of tinkering on beam?
Well, I think they know that. I think they know they're aggressive athletic gymnasts. They don't have the sort of lyrical style, but that's what their system produces. You know, like we've said before, in the USA there's thousands of gymnasts, and you fight to the top, and you have to be strong and powerful to fight to the top.
Well, Razzia gets 5th, 14.533. Confirmation, the women's beam final. China 1 and 2. America 3 and 4. Sui Liu takes gold. Yao Yinyan gets a silver to go with her 3rd that she achieved in the all-round. And Jordan Weber, the gold medalist from that all-round competition, gets a bronze. And once again, for Raisman, it's 4th. So settle yourselves, everybody. It's the women's floor final. including Great Britain's Beth Tweddle. Another chance, Alexandra Reisman for a medal. She finished 4th in the beam. Vanessa Ferrari in this final as well, a world champion in 2006. And what kind of a mood will Victoria Komova be in? It's been hit and miss all the way through for her.
I think she'll be quite keen to hit here. I think that she was disappointed on beam, and she might look frail, but she is really quite a competitor. And I would just say I don't see Vanessa Ferrari there.
There's no Vanessa Ferrari in this final. Jordan Weber will start things off, followed by Lauren Mitchell. Lauren Mitchell, current world champion, had a bit of a nightmare in qualification.
Well, we saw Vanessa Ferrari take a really uncomfortable landing on vault in the all-around, and I think it's Afanaseva from Russia that replaces her. And there, Beth Tweddle.
And where is Komova? There's no Komova either. All sorts has been going on in the warm-up gym then.
In fact, there are only 7 gymnasts out there. So...
Well, Sellaroo is new.
Now, that's probably a very late addition, and they've probably allowed her to continue warming up in the warm-up gym.
The first gymnast is Jordan Weaver, representing USA.
Well, all sorts has been going on in the warm-up gym. There's just 7 gymnasts now in this floor final, the first of which is Jordan Weber.
And watch out for this first tumble. 2 twists, 2 double backs, a kick out to land. Huge power. One and a half twist. Into the triple twist, just a little step on landing. Important triple spin, one of the more difficult dance elements. Builds her difficulty. Here we have 2 more somersaults, 2.5 twists into straight front. And that change leg leap with 3/4 turn. Lots of energy in this routine. Lifts well high, huge double pike. That's been the best landing so far.
Well, we just saw her get a bronze on beam, and that's her bid for a floor medal.
Well, it wasn't without any faults, but it was very strong. It'll be a high start value. She had difficult tumbles, no big deductions on landing. The rest, no. They are going to have to not put a foot wrong to beat her.
Superb opener. Double twisting, double tuck. She can tumble. Plenty of power on show. 1.5 twist. Emphatic walkout. Into the triple. Needed a couple of paces. You can never fault the attack and the aggression. There's the double type. Well, And what about the projection, the choreography? What do you think, Chris?
For me, she's actually improved during the championships. She sells it well, but without great emotion. I think that's perhaps where she would be faulted. But she's relaxed as she's gone through the championship. She's had a great time.
14.7 for Jordan Weaver, difficulty of 6. This was her third apparatus final at these World Championships. Would she get another medal? The current world champion, Lauren Mitchell, will maximise her chance here. She was a reserve.
Well, she's expected to have the highest difficulty level, but it's important she links these just like that. The double Arabian, jump straight out of it, so no landing deductions. Straight back for another huge tumble, but she doesn't get the jump that time. Super spin. Just a tiny bit lacking split on the leap. The gymnasts add 8 elements for their difficulty total. 5 of them acrobatic like that. And 3 of them leaps or jumps like these. Oh, and that was a big mistake. That is a potential 0.5 deduction there. Beautiful, soft dance. She'll work high into the dismount, double pike, gets the jump that time. Oh, and she's clever. She's added the leap series at the end.
Well, that's what experience does for you.
Another clever exit.
Indeed. Well.
Yes, you have to include a leap series, a series of 2 leaps, one showing split. Now, she mucked up that first series, and she was clever enough to think, I better put it in right at the end.
So no deductions then, as far as difficulty is concerned?
I don't. She'll have saved losing the 0.5, but it was a bit scrappy, the end.
This spin is something, isn't it, Mitch?
Yeah, cracking tumbling, and also the gymnastic elements are good as well. And back to the tumbling, look at this, double pike. And that time she did join out of the spring jump at the end. Did she get away with it though, Chris?
Well, it's difficult to know, isn't it? The judging panels have to be full of judges who don't have gymnasts on the floor. So that's pretty likely to be countries that are not doing such high-level gymnastics. Here she is with the leader of the Australian team, Peggy Liddick, and they're just talking over whether she's going to get away with it or not.
Preparing their appeal, I expect.
Yeah. I'll go stand up here, shall I?
Beth and Lauren competed against each other many, many times. Lots of respect for each other. And the American camp looking on intensely. We've seen very good judging so far, haven't we, Mitch?
All the way through, yeah. They're not fooled by reputation. You have to earn your marks.
14.733, a difficulty of 6.3. Well, she's 0.033 ahead of Weber. All 8 places are now represented. So Bullimar was replaced by Mitchell last night.
Yao Yanan And she produced a delightful floor performance in the all-around. Let's see if we can see it again. Double layout, very easily done. Tiny little foot adjustment at the end, but triple twist in the leap. So she joined it together seamlessly. Well, she just about kept a vertical line from that very difficult spin. But lots of personality showing through here. Well, to be in America, but she's here in Japan and impressing us all. Taking a leaf out of Mitchell's book and putting leaps on the end of difficult tumbles. She's at home on those leaps. Time for a quick focus. Lofty in the double pike, very confident. Once again, she really does project and sell.
Well, she had a third in the all-around, a second on beam. Can she go one better with a score over 14.733 and go into gold?
Well, these gymnasts quite relaxed as they approach this final apparatus, and she sold that routine really very well. Lovely difficult tumbling, the double straight, but that's just one tumble, worth 0.5. The girls who put two difficult tumbles in that one series will probably have a series worth 0.7, 0.8 as their opener. And that's where she's just struggled a little bit before. But the dance elements were very good. She'll get very good marks for those. We'll see what the start value comes up at. It was only 5.8 in qualifying.
She qualified with the fourth highest score, but she's gone into the lead here. 14.866. She's up to difficulty. Weaver's in third. The highest qualifier this year's World Championships on floor, Alexander Reisman. Is this her chance, her last opportunity for a medal?
Well, watch this opening tumble. 1.5 twist, straight into the double Arabian, immediate punch. Wow, that is some tumble. 3 elements. And now back with another huge tumble. Double Arabian piked, well landed. Attempts the difficult leap with the head back now. That was cleanly round the tourgette. Just a single spin. So athletic, so dynamic. Lovely triple twist. Well, she hasn't put a foot wrong so far. This, the big D final tumble, just a tiny skip.
Well, she has posted a 14.9 on floor here. The score to beat, 14.866. Gonna be close.
Very close indeed. It was very clean. She's not the most graceful of gymnasts, but this is so impressive, Mitch, isn't it?
1.5 twist walk out. This is impressive enough in combination. Then she sticks a front somersault on the end. Fabulous.
And this the double piked Arabian, the half turn in, and then the double front. Brings the feet down securely. Just the step, probably 0.3, the step will be a deduction, but she was clean here, feet were well round.
She's gone into the lead with a score of 15. 6-1 for difficulty. Not many points lost for execution either. So, Zhao Yinyan, then world champion Lauren Mitchell in bronze. Sweet Lou was the golden girl on beam. Second highest in qualification on floor.
Whip over into triple twist on the leap out. Very impressive start. She's carrying forward her elegance and presence from the beam onto floor. 2.5 twists into fall. She should be in home territory here in terms of dance and the gymnastic elements. Lovely. 4 spins. One and a half twist into 1.5 twist in each direction. I tell you, so far this is beautiful to watch. Accurate, and attractively choreographed. Again, very aware through the spins. And the tumbling's gone well so far, but she can't afford to break concentration. Up goes the double pike and tiny little adjustment. Super to watch. Absolutely delightful once again. China really are good now on beam and floor, aren't they? Beautiful to watch.
Well, I've certainly enjoyed that the most of all the routines that we've seen. What a performance from the 19-year-old.
Yeah, she really projects, doesn't she? And engages the audience. That's what artistic gymnastics is about. And although she probably hasn't got the most difficulty, she probably will pick up on the extra marks for choreography, for performance. And of course, because at least 3 of the gymnast elements come from the dance section, she's got this wonderful quadruple spin, which scores highly, and then another double spin with the leg held up. So she's probably not got such difficult tumbling as some of the gymnasts, but more difficulty in the dance elements. And she sells it so well.
Super to watch.
5.9 difficulty in qualification. She looks like she could have upped it a little bit. You can see how close it is between these gymnasts. Nobody knows. You could hear a pin drop. They're all waiting for the deliberation of the judges.
The arena start clapping. Everybody's getting a little bit impatient. They're all thinking, come on, that's our favourite so far. There's no contest. She's gone into the lead, 15.066. Well, that gold medal would go nicely with the one that she just won on beam, but can she hang on to it? 3 gymnasts left to go, one of which is Beth Tweddle. So, Great Britain's Beth Tweddle going for her 6th world medal. Can she do it?
Well, she knows not only has she got to be faultless, but she's got to present it outstandingly. The 1.5, the walk out, into the strong double Arabian, just a little step. See the determination on her face. The big, big, strong double piked Arabian and a little jump out. Very nicely done with the leaps. Holds the leg up well for the spin. She saves this very difficult tumbling series for the end. Big round off flip, big 2.5 twist, lovely full twisting front somersault, super landing, super challenge.
What a way to end your World Championships. Her only final. She needs a score over 14.866. It's a big ask.
Greeted there by her coach, Amanda Redding, very delighted with that performance.
Did not hold back, and these tumbles, when she does them, they're so impressive. Into the double tuck. There's a little pace that she takes to bring it under control. Double pike. Pulling hard, it's a long way round from the Arabian approach. Nicely anticipated the landing. Made the leap and almost went out of area, but she did so well to keep it under control. I thought she did a grand job, and look at this for a finish. Superb.
Enjoyed that performance. It's a relatively new floor routine. Worked very hard on the choreography. But she knows this is a very tough final as well.
Yeah, it's a big score to beat. Beth's in 6 with 14.5. Well, that could well be the last score that she ever receives at a World Championships.
We didn't see the 0.1 step out, but the judges did.
Well, only 7 gymnasts did enter into the arena for this final. This is number 8. She was still warming up in the gym. She was replaced Vanessa Ferrari.
Sometimes, you know, that works when you're not expecting to compete. But that's a nice, sparky little opener. And lovely in the triple twist from whip over as well. Oh, it's lovely lifting type music, and she's bright and springy to go with it. And that lovely little change in tempo, show off the choreography. And here we go again, more explosive qualities. Problem? No problem with the leaps. Now then, chin up. Big pull. Double pike a little bit deep on the landing. Didn't she do well? How much notice time-wise did she have?
Well, obviously not long, but she did get herself a silver medal on floor at the last World Championships, so good pedigree, even without a warm-up.
Yes, and a really different style. The Romanians, so sprightly in their style. They always tumble well. Full twisting double back, so high. Just legs crossed in that twist. Just a few deductions there for that. But she sold the routine so well. Lovely lift. That'll probably be a little bit of a deduction at the end there.
There's the order then. Sweetlou still leads the field. There's one gymnast left to go. She's down in 7th, 14.2, but what a performance to come in at such short notice. It's a good job her mobile works in Japan. So, Afansieva for Russia. The second, or the third replacement even.
And what a superb double straight somersault. Always interesting on floor. 2 whips into triple twist, huge difficulty. And very nicely through the spin with attitude. The important leap series. She's very clean. One of the most difficult spins. Well, ambitious choreography. She's selling the routine well. She's had very clean landings. Powers up into this last one, very secure as well. This is a beautiful floor routine to finish the women's competition at this championships.
Well, this floor final has been a story of replacements. Solid routine. Time will tell if it'll challenge.
Thought she grasped the opportunity with both hands, just as she did to get that double pike round. Very nicely done. Presentation-wise, projection-wise, she carried the routine extremely well.
Nice to see Beth just enjoying her final moments at the World Championships.
Yes, and it's been a very successful championships for her. Led the team to such success in 5th place. Hannah Whelan inside the top 10. It really, for the British women, has been an outstanding World Championships.
We await the last score in the final of the women's apparatus finals. They've all done their job now. It's just that of the judges.
And this was a long way the best she's performed, that routine here. We've seen her in the team competition, and it's always looked...
Well, it was a case of saving the best till last. Afanasieva was shocked when she saw the scoreboard. 15.133. The reserve takes the lead.
Well, you said, Chris, that it was a very impressive floor exercise, but none of us believed it was that impressive. That's a terrific achievement.
Sweetlou then has to settle for silver. Fenner saver. She thought she was out of a chance of a medal up until a few hours ago, and then she gets changed. In she comes, warms up, and storms the competition.
And it really is a just result. She landed everything so well. All the spins that had been a bit tricky the days before, she performed well. She sold the routine.
Well, Raisman gets an individual medal at last. So impressive in the team where they took gold, but the individual apparatus finals just hasn't been her thing. But Anna Saver, what a performance from her.
I've worked with Chrsitine still for 18 years and I've never seen her gobsmacked. Her mouth was wide open at that result. You were so impressed, weren't you, Chris? A little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I don't think the performance was great. I was just surprised the judges went with it, really. But the judging has been excellent, I do have to say.
She has a lovely presence with her, doesn't she? She's a kindness about the way she conducts herself.
Well, there's confirmation that the reserve takes gold. Fenner saver. And it was a story of execution over difficulty. Lauren Mitchell, previous world champion, had a difficulty score of 6.3, but she finishes down in 5th. Sui Lu for China had to wait and eventually ended up with the silver, but Alexandra Raisman from the USA finally has an individual medal to her name. And Great Britain's Beth Tweddle finishes 7th. What an ambassador she has been for British gymnastics, and she can leave here with her head held high, having led a field of phenomenal gymnastics from the British team, and each and every one of them has been inspired by her performances at this